Hi guys, this is James from Sabers. So we have quite a few people asking us about problems with the visuals and the sounds on the Sabers. A lot of these issues are actually quite simple fixes. The first one being, if you are having problems with any of the visuals or any sounds at all, maybe the speaker sounds a bit funny, certain sounds not working, certain colours not working, then it's most likely that it's just your battery's flat. So all you'd need to do is give your Saber a full charge, try it again, everything should be working. Nearly like 95% of the problems on visuals and sounds are because the battery's low. So if you try charging your battery and you're having a problem charging it, one problem that we do see across some of the Sabers that we have, when you plug it in, and this is mainly with the RGB baselets, but when you plug it in, it says charging ready. So you think, oh, I've only had it on charge for 10 minutes and it's saying charging ready. You try it and it's completely dead. So what you'd need to do for this is get access to the battery. There's two fixes we do for this. Either we take the battery out and just reinsert it. So this is basically like a hard reset. Because the Sabers themselves don't have a button to reset them, what we do is just take the battery out and put it back in, maybe after 30 seconds to a minute, so we leave the battery out that long. If you do that and then when you charge it, it's still not charging, it says charging ready, or just won't charge, then it's likely that the battery actually isn't getting any of the charge from your charger. So what we'd need to do is take the battery out, just adjust the battery plates slightly and then put the battery back in. It should have a nice tight fit, and then generally this will fix all charging problems, and then you can go back to charging your Saber and using it as normal. So on this first one, what I'm going to do is open it from the center of the hilt here. This is the same across most of our standard Sabers to access the battery. Okay, so unscrew it here, not at the bottom here, okay, at the middle. Keep unscrewing it until all of the bottom half of the hilt comes loose. Gently pull it out just so you don't trap any wires. You may find that sometimes you might have a few wires sticking out. If you pull it too quick, you might break these, okay? So gently take that off and then you should see the battery. So you can just pull this out like so, okay? If you're struggling to get that out because it has got a tight fit,
I've always known.
Okay, then what you can do is just give it a little tap on the table, okay, or just get a small object like a screwdriver. You can poke the battery slightly from this side, okay, and it'll help get the battery out. Okay, so that's the battery out. Should reset now. Okay, just press the buttons, nothing comes on, battery goes back in. Make sure you get it in the correct way as it came out. Okay, so you can see a little negative bit here. Okay, so the negative side.
You certainly have a way with people.
Okay, and then you should be able to turn it on and use as normal. Okay, like so. So I'd put the hilt back on, screw it back up, it's ready to go. If I do this and I'm having problems charging it, okay, so you've took the battery out, you put it back in, it doesn't solve any charging issues, and what you want to do is when you take it out, okay, is just bend these plates. So you've got a metal plate here, metal plate here, okay, you're just going to bend these out slightly so you get a better contact with the battery. So what you can do is use this Allen key that comes with your pack, okay, you can just slide the Allen key in here slightly, okay, and then just see how I'm just bending it out slightly, okay, and I can do the same on the other side here. Put the Allen key in, again, just bend it out slightly, okay, and then when I put the battery in, already I can feel that's quite a tight fit now, okay, much tighter than before. So what you'll find is if you pull them out quite far, the battery will take a little bit more force to push in, okay, and it might be a little bit harder to get out afterwards. Okay, but once I've done that, okay, I can put it back together, and this should now allow me to charge it up. So if I was having problems before where it was saying charge ready, okay, after about maybe 5-10 minutes or even a couple of seconds. It means the battery wasn't charging. But now by pulling them tabs out, taking the battery out and reinserting it, I should now be able to charge that. Okay. So same thing for the Praxium now. So this is another one of our popular Sabers that we have. These are slightly different when you take them apart. So you do the same thing, you're going to unscrew it from the middle. Okay. So again, if you unscrew it from here, the pommel, a lot of people think this is where you get access to the chassis. You unscrew the pommel and you can see a bit of the chassis, and then people try and pull on this when you can't actually pull it out from here. Okay. So this is where you would actually go to, or you take the pommel off to charge use the charging port here. And a bit different to these ones because you'll charge them at the front just on there. So I'm just going to put that pommel back on. Alright, so I'm going to do the same thing as the other Saber. I'm going to unscrew it from the middle just to show you what happens when a lot of our customers undo these ones. So they undo it, and you can see the wires in here, they're clipped together. And the thing is, people undo it, pull it apart, and these wires unclip quite easily. So then what happens is you lose that wire down the top of the hilt towards the emitter, and it's actually very hard then trying to get your fingers down here to get this wire out to then clip them back together. You end up having to unscrew the hilt from up here so you can push the wires down so then you can clip them. Okay, so this is what happens if you take it apart and you pull them apart. Okay, so when you do unscrew this, you need to do it fairly gently, okay, so you can keep them clipped together and save you undoing all the other bits. So you'll notice on the back of the hilt just here there's a screw as well. This is holding the chassis in place. So what we're going to do is just undo this screw just so we can slide the chassis out. So I'll just press on the button on the other side there. Right, so taking that screw out, and again now people think you've got the screw undone, just pull it and yank it out. Okay, it's not the case. We've actually got the switch here which is going to get in the way. So what we need to do, okay, you can get a mini screwdriver. I think this one's just loose enough that I can undo it anyway. If you just get your thumb and push down and twist it, or if you do need a small flatted screwdriver, if you put it in the slot just here, and it will just help you start to loosen it. And then you're just going to keep unscrewing it until it comes out like that. Okay, so I should now be able to pull this through slowly. Okay, I'm not going to do it too quick. It's nice and gently, make sure I'm not catching anything as I do it. Okay, and that will now give me access to the battery. So again, just like before, I can take the battery out, put it back in, and that will reset it. If I'm having charging problems, then I want to take this out. So this one's in fairly tight. This is the link inside there. So I'll take the battery out. Okay, I can pull these tabs out just like before if I am having charging problems, just so it gets a better connection. Same with that one. Pull that out slightly. Okay, can put the battery in, make sure it goes in the correct way.
300 years ago, I found your empire in the stars and stood against the Emperor himself. I was betrayed, defeated. I paid the price as the Emperor ravaged my mind over centuries. But I gave the general. To me, she's royalty.
Okay. So I've just pushed the chassis back in. I'll screw the switch back in. What I was doing there is just make sure the buttons lined up, okay, with the switchboard. Okay, I won't do that too tight yet. I'm going to flip it over. Again, make sure the hole in the chassis is lined up so I can put that screw in. Again, take your time with these, okay. One problem we have, if you rush trying to take screws out, take the chassis out, there are only small wires in here and there's small parts on the electronics boards. and if you rush anything, it can be quite easy to damage it. When it's all together, it's fine because it's all inside the hilt solid metal, so that's going to keep things from moving about and being damaged. Okay, and again, I'm just making sure those wires are attached there before I push it together, and then screw that back. Okay, and then from here I can undo the pommel to get to the charging port on this one and start charging. If I press this button, it's all working again. Okay, like that. So that's how to access the battery, how to pull the tabs out if you're having problems with either sounds or visuals not working, or if the battery's not charging. That's what you want to do to fix it. So I hope you found that video useful, and please subscribe. I'll be bringing out more videos soon. Thank you and take care.